Have you guys heard the story of this MAGA delegate and her husband? To break this down, I'm bringing in contributor Chris Mowrey. Make sure you check out his channel and watch until the end. Thank you.
All right, we've got to get into this absolutely insane story that broke today. The husband of a Wisconsin Trump delegate, somebody who has been fiercely supportive of Donald Trump, posting during the election cycle on social media saying, "I'm voting for Trump to protect the children for the future of this country." He has been charged with child-related crimes. And obviously, this comes as everybody's talking about Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And it is almost stunning to see a consistent theme here of whether it's people close to Trump or MAGA supporters themselves who seem very fierce on the issue of child-related crimes, especially as it relates to pushing so much hate against the LGBTQ plus community. They're all seemingly all the time getting charged with child-related crimes. It's absolutely disgusting. We're going to hop in to this story and how it relates to Donald Trump. Before we do, though, my name's Chris Mowrey, filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, the link to my YouTube channel will be in the description down below. It'd mean a lot if you just checked it out, maybe hit subscribe. It goes such a long way. I appreciate you. On this channel, we're trying to uplift Gen Z voices moving into 2026 and 2028. And if you want to be a part of this growing community, all you have to do is click subscribe down below. Adam and I have actually started a live show on this channel. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. We chat for about an hour about news, Gen Z related issues. We have a few laughs. It'd mean a lot if we saw you there. And we also release some new merchandise. This is a Mockler Media hat. Mockler Media, you can go to shop.adammockler.com if you want to check it out. It does really help to support the channel. And if you're walking around this summer and you're like, hot, you need a hat, protect yourself from the sun, you can grab one at shop.adammockler.com. All right, let's get into this story. Before I do, though, let's zoom out a bit. Let's look at some of the connection here between Donald Trump and people who are being charged or have been charged with child-related crimes, because it's genuinely stunning how many times this happens. Robert Morris, former Texas megachurch pastor and Trump advisor during his first term, was indicted for child-related crimes. This happened a few months ago. Morris is a former spiritual advisor. He was listed as a spiritual advisor during Trump's first term or first campaign. And Gateway, one of the nation's largest megachurches. So he was a pastor at that church. He was active in Texas politics. This is him to the right with Donald Trump. He was charged with child crimes relating to things he did in the 1980s, admitted guilt, and apologized for it. A Houston man that Donald Trump pardoned, somebody who was at January 6th, which I will say there are multiple January 6th defendants who have been charged with child-related crimes after being pardoned by Donald Trump for their crimes on January 6th. This is Andrew, who received a 6-year sentence for assaulting police officers on January 6th. And then he was arrested in February on an outstanding charge of soliciting a minor. This is Andrew, a Houston man who was recently pardoned by President Donald Trump for his role on January 6th, has been arrested on an outstanding child sex crimes charge. Andrew, 36, was taken into custody on Thursday after spending more than 2 weeks as a fugitive because he had previously been charged with online solicitation of a minor stemming from a 2016 incident in which he allegedly sent sexually explicit messages to an undercover law enforcement officer who was posing as an underage girl. Okay. Who remembers Matt Gaetz, the guy that Donald Trump appointed to be Attorney General before it all fell apart? I mean, we were all talking about it this time, how there was clear evidence that Matt Gaetz was doing things with underage people. And a House ethics report found very clearly that Gaetz personally made payments using PayPal or Venmo to more than a dozen women during his time in Congress, including a 17-year-old. 17-year-old. And then this today from Donald Trump talking about his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein as it relates to him stealing workers from him. Because yesterday we saw in the Oval Office that Donald Trump said, well, I stopped being friends with Jeffrey Epstein because he stole workers from me. And everyone was like, what does that mean? Well, in a stunning revelation today, he says that one of the people that was stolen from him was a prominent Epstein victim. Take a listen to this, and we'll loop back to the original story, because you got to see it.
Mr. President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. But just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women.
What did they do?
In the spa.
In the spa.
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
He stole her. This just broke like an hour ago, and people are incredibly stunned because this is the clearest admission that there was a tight relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, which we've all known. But he's admitting here that he had underage girls working at his spa. And obviously, Virginia Giuffre being a prominent victim of Jeffrey Epstein's. Absolutely stunningly gross. Stunningly gross. And in all of the things I showed you, I'm not attempting to be facetious in saying that, oh, look at all these people connected to Donald Trump or supportive in some way of MAGA, that they're all consistently committing these crimes. It's genuinely insane how many connections there are. Whether it's Matt Gaetz or his spiritual advisor, or whether it's MAGA people who are so prominently fierce on this issue that the LGBTQ plus community is hurting children, they all seemingly, a lot of them, end up like this. The husband of a Wisconsin Trump delegate charged with child-related crimes. In 2024, Scott said he voted for Trump to, quote, fight against human and child trafficking. A politically active couple in Wisconsin is facing intense public scrutiny following the arrest of Scott, 56, of Sturgeon Bay, who was charged this month with 10 counts of possession of child pornography. The charges stem from a Door County Sheriff's Office investigation that uncovered over 300 illicit images and videos on devices linked to him. And this is him and his wife. He's married to Stephanie, the chair of the Republican Party of Door County and former chair of Wisconsin's 8th Congressional District GOP. This is her and Donald Trump together. She was a Trump delegate to the 2024 Republican National Convention and has appeared in photos with high-profile conservatives, including Donald Trump, Glenn Beck, and the RNC chair. The charges are particularly jarring in light of Scott's public online persona on Facebook. He repeatedly portrayed himself as a staunch defender of, quote, conservative values and posted extensively about issues like child trafficking and moral decay. In a October 2024 lengthy Facebook post, he said this. We're going to zoom in here. Quote, that moment when someone says, I can't believe you would vote for Trump, I simply reply, I'm not voting for Trump. I'm voting for the First Amendment, freedom of speech, Second Amendment, to defend my life and my family, the next Supreme Court justices, reducing inflation. All of these things. He's going on and on about how much he loves Trump. But interestingly here, quote, I'm voting to fight against human/child trafficking. I'm voting for my children and my grandchildren to ensure their freedoms and their futures. That same month, he donated $150 to the Republican Party of Wisconsin's 6th Congressional District ahead of the 2020 election. And he was often accusing Joe Biden of touching children inappropriately, pro-Trump conspiracies, and attacks on Democrats whom he urged to, quote, leave the country if they believed that Donald Trump resembled a dictator. In one meme, he mocked the idea of being offended by the American flag, captioned, quote, call 1-800-LEAVE-THE-USA. And in April 2025, just 3 months before his arrest, he shared a lengthy QAnon-style post claiming a covert, quote, controlled demolition of the deep state was underway, led by Trump every traitor identified. This is not about the next election. The storm they said would never come is already here. Wow. And the wife of this individual, somebody who, again, has been seen in photos with Donald Trump and was a delegate at the RNC, has not commented publicly on her husband's arrest. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments down below. Truly a stunning story, but somehow not surprising as we continue to see this occur over and over and over again. I appreciate you watching this video. It means a lot. Once again, my name is Chris Mowrey, filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. You can check out my YouTube channel in the link in the description, and it would mean a lot if you subscribed here right down below. It goes a long way to grow the community. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.